So today we're just going to have a financial session. There's been headlines, financial headlines, making waves in the country that is in Botswana. But if you're not in Botswana, just stay tuned. You never know what um, bits of knowledge of business opportunities that you can pick. So let's just dive into today's video. Hello there, Van here, that's my name, and if you're new here, hi. If you are a subscriber to the channel, welcome back and thank you once again for tuning in. And yes, we are talking about financial headlines. So this is more like a session time that we haven't had a session time for a very long time, but this time around it's just financially based. So let's just dive into today's segment. Okay, there's been a circulation from the government indicating that there's going to be changes in terms of paydays, not salaries, but paydays. Like the three categories that normally the government pays. That's if you're in Botswana. So you're going to find that like if you are in group A, you're probably going to be paid earlier. If you're in group 2, getting paid the third week, you're probably going to be paid second week. So I'll show the clip and so that you can appreciate it. So what does that mean? That's where our interest is in this video. So what it means simply is, from my understanding, is that there will be a clear circulation of monies in the country, because the previous payment role, the previous payment role was that most of the people were getting paid towards the end of the month, meaning that beginning of the month there was not really a lot of circulation of monies. So business are going to benefit obviously, because it will mean that there will be enough money being circulated country-wise. But as for you and I, we need to be there's got to be an adjustment, because for instance, if I'm used to be getting paid on the third week of each and every month and I get paid the first week of the month, there's got to be some adjustment, especially if you have things like pay stop orders. Because oftentimes with the stop orders, if the money is not taken directly from your salary, it means that you need to agree with that particular company on the date that you need to pay. So for instance, I pay for my Wi-Fi, that is on the 26th, and if I get paid according to the payroll on the say 13th, it means that I need to have money in the bank up until the 26th, and that calls for discipline. And if you're not disciplined enough, here's what you need to do. You need to go to whatever company institute that are dealing with your stop orders and reorganize your dates. If you'll be getting paid on the 13th, probably you want to change the stop order, because the rule of thumb is, if you're not disciplined and you get paid earlier, when the stop order comes late during the month, it's going to find zero in your account, and that is an unnecessary charge that you incur at the end of it all. So number one, if you have a stop order, you want to adjust it according to your different paydays. Yeah. So the other point that I want to share with this adjustment in paydays is that we also need to have a mental adjustment. For instance, if I use myself an example, if I used to get paid, say March, I'll be paid on the 17th, and then April, when the new payment is effective, that I'll be paid on the 13th, and that's on the 13th, but earlier than my usual pay. So if I don't adjust that well, I'll run out of money mid-April, because I'll be excited to get the money faster, but then if you do not budget, the faster you get the money, the faster the money will slip through your fingers. So have that mental adjustment. Yeah. So by the way, there are three things that I want to look at. I've talked already about circulation of changes in paydays. The second one that I've been seeing making rounds is the government of Botswana negotiating with the parents to help co-educate the students. It might not affect us maybe now because it's still in the negotiation phase, but eventually, because I mean, look at the country, you know, there's been cries that we don't have many. Eventually, it might happen that we be forced to pay tuition for our kids, especially those that have younger kids like myself. So, what does that mean to you and I? We need to prep. It says that forewarned is forearmed. So we need to engage our you don't really need to engage a financial person to see that you need to save for your kids education. We just need to have that mindset, change the mindset. So when you're budgeting, I talk a lot about budgeting. I have various videos on budgeting. So now, when you're budgeting, you need to factor in education savings for your kids. Otherwise, this is what is going to happen. I'm sure you watch news, you know, you hear about student loans and everything, especially in America. So what is going to happen is it's possible that once the consensus is to once the consensus is to huh? Once the consensus dictates that parents should help the government to pay tuition fees, there's a likelihood because businesses see opportunities, you know. So there's a likelihood now of different banks introducing student loans. And with introduction of student loans, it means that when our kids now graduate from the university, they not only graduate with a certificate, but they do graduate as well with a student loan. So on top of trying to find their way and in a corporate world, and they will be being accompanied by the loan that they have. So as a parent, we want to try as much as we can to avoid such scenario. So you know what the Bible says: if you have an ear, those that do have ears will hear. But yeah, so be wise like a serpent and gentle as a dove. So I'll encourage you to, if you have not yet considered it, please think of starting an education fund for your kids. It's important. You don't want your kids to graduate with a loan. You want at least, you know, they shouldn't imitate how we live. If it's anything, they should live more than we lived in terms of amenities that they found. Yeah. So let's prep for them in advance. Yeah. By the way, if you're enjoying this, please just give this video a thumbs up. And it's not allowed. You just click thumbs up. You know, it helps me and it motivates me to keep on creating content here. And by the way, if you have not subscribed, please do subscribe. Yes, and the last one, beginning of the year, we talked about savings. I do have a video on savings, different challenges. So I just want to check up with you. How are you doing? Have you saved? Or you have fallen out of the bandwagon? That's English, right? Yeah, yeah. So where are you? I want to hear your comments. Are you still saving? Are you still on track? Or something happened and you somehow used the money that you were saving? Please, if you have used up the money, or if you started and decide something happened and you let go, it's not too late. We are in February. We are in it's the end of February, so you still have 10 more months to go. So if you have not if you're not faithful in savings, it's never too late. I'll just encourage you to come on, jump jump on the moving bus and save. It's important to save. We need to learn to save, not each and every pennies that we get. Yeah. Yeah, so please, I want to see your comments in the comment section, telling me that you have saved and everything. By the way, I have saved. I'm continuing to save. Remember, but the challenges that I got was the 52-day one and saving the list note, which in my case is $20. Yeah. Yeah, and the monthly save, where you save from January, you save 100, February 200, March 300, just like that. And sometimes it's good. I prefer flipping it. Yeah. Yeah, so yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I had for you in this segment. Please remember to subscribe if you have not, and hit that like button if you don't want to subscribe. I'll really appreciate it. Otherwise, I'll see you in my next video.